I think it was, it was a phone call from Jim Lynch, who was the coach at the time. And yeah, just had a conversation. And, my background, I had some background in Scotland. My grandfather was born on the Isle of Skye. And I always wanted to go visit Scotland and see what it was all about. So when I got the call from Jim Lynch, it was an exciting opportunity for me, and spent many years after that phone call in Scotland.
You spent a couple of years just as a player, and I was having a look into the stats. Those first couple of years, um, you scored 155 points and then 115 points the following year.
I believe in those years, I played with a good group of players and imports. Doug Smale, I think, was one of the fellows that I played with. We just had a real good hockey team, um, and it was the times too. I don't think that if we were to go back and do that again today, I don't, the goaltending and so on would be a lot better. But those were good times, and we had good teams, so it was a combination of everything there. That fan base was very passionate about the game, passionate about supporting the players on the team, and that's ultimately what kept me coming back to Fife was the people. I think one of the things that was very important to me and made me want to come back year after year was the people, and not just the fans but the Scottish players. And so there was less imports, but there was more Scottish players, and some of that talent really got a chance to show themselves and play. The Stephen King and Derek King, John Haig, Davy Smith, Kyle Horn, Daryl Venters, all these guys were not just good hockey players, but they were really good teammates. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my time there because of the people and the teammates that I had. And yeah, it was very easy to come back and live there.
After a couple of years, you moved to take the player coach role.
We were having a bad year. It was in the middle of the season, or I think we were 10, 15, 20 games into the season, and uh we just weren't having a good year, and they made a coaching change. And um, Tom Muir Senior had offered the job to me to take over, and it was a good feeling right away. And most of that was made by the players on the team. Again, these Scottish guys that we had on our team and imports, but really for me it was the likes of some of these like guys like I'd mentioned before, like the Stephen King and Derek Kings and so on. So yeah, it was easy and it was exciting and it was fun.
Had that been something that you had kind of aspired to do to become a coach, or was it something that was maybe kind of sort of quite far down the line in your thinking at that point?
Yeah, it was down the line. No, I had no intentions of being a coach, and it's funny because that one conversation that led to me being a head coach is where I don't know what we are. We're 25 years down the road, and I'm still head coach of a hockey team. So it's funny how things go, but I was very blessed with the opportunity that I was given in Fife, and very happy to continue doing the job that they started me on. To be honest with you, we had good imports, and there was the Kerry Biets and the Todd Dudiums, and these guys were good, but the glue of it all was the Scottish ice hockey players. And as I mentioned their names earlier, the Andy Samuel, Daryl Venters, John Haig, Davy Smith, these guys, uh, they were good teammates, and they were the ones that brought the imports together with the group. I mean, it was their city, it was their team, it was where they grew up playing ice hockey in the old barn there, and these guys, they were the catalyst of us having good, strong teams that were put together. So that can, we also had such Chick Cotterill and Alan Anderson, who had worked with these guys as kids, were also part of the coaching staff. And I just think it was togetherness. It was something that the Kirkcaldy ice hockey club had brought these kids up, like the Stephen Kings and Derek Kings, and they brought them up and to be good players and good people, and everybody got to work together. So it was definitely a real kind of a hometown atmosphere in our dressing room.
When you look back in your time in Kirkcaldy, what are the things that kind of stick out as highlights?
Oh, so many things. I mean, I so much enjoyed my 12 years there. The people were amazing. Uh, some of the I guess some of the championships we won. I mean, the 98 99 championship against Slough stands out to me. What a great team we had there. What a tight-knit group of players. Um, yeah, I think just a lot of it. I mean, the fans that traveled with us, but that championship in 90, I believe it was 98, 99 was special.
And you've kept in touch with some of the fans since leaving the Flyers.
I have, and I sometimes some of them show up over here in North America, and one special person there for me is Marion Watterson, who is was special to me when she was there, and she's continued to be a friend and reach out yeah, and there's many of those people, and but in particular, she is an incredible fan and
Uh,
person.
yeah. We asked the fans what we could ask you when we spoke to you today, and everybody's minds are kind of sort of focused on one thing at the moment with the club undergoing a change of ownership. So, I mean, the biggest question was, do you have the money to come and buy the Flyers, and will you do that?
First of all, I don't have the money. That's the easiest question you've asked me. Um, I have two thoughts on that whole thing. I think Tom Muir and Jack Wishart did an amazing job for many, many years, putting hockey on the ice in the old barn and exciting hockey to watch for the people of Kirkcaldy and the Fife Flyers fans. But at some point, it's gonna that would come to an end. So I certainly hope that somebody steps in and takes it over, and I'm sure they will. And for me, the biggest thing there is to bring some of those young Kirkcaldy ice hockey players back into the mold. So I certainly hope it happens.
And the final thing that I should really mention here is you were the person that started what's been a long running partnership between the Fife Flyers and the children's hospices across Scotland, and especially Rachel House. What what was the thinking behind that? What was it that made you want to start that partnership?
I think there was a couple of things there that as imports, we had a lot of spare time in our hands. So we wanted to get involved with something that would be helpful, and it just kind of grew. I think we looked for something. We reached out to Rachel House, and they were very accommodating and wanted us to be involved. And yeah, there was several young children there that we got close to as a group, and I think it also helped our dressing room to understand that there's more than hockey. There's a lot going on in the world, and we I think we bonded together over Chaz and Rachel House, and yeah, and I'm particularly happy that relationship is continued on, and all the uh, I guess I would have to say that all the people that continued to work with that, I have a lot of respect for, and that the organization carried it on for this long, and many more years, I hope.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but we're just about to hit the £100,000 raised for Chaz in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing, and it just shows the people of the Fife Flyers fans and the people there in Kirkcaldy and how much they care. And like that's an incredible feat for me. Like yeah, I smile thinking about that. That's unbelievable. Well
So,
done.
this weekend we retire your number and retire your jersey. What are your thoughts and your feelings about that?
Completely honored, for sure. And yeah, like it just it brings back memories. When I got the phone call from Tom Muir, it just I think I sat down and just thought about all the great memories in the 12 years that I had there, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. So completely honored about having my number retired there, and gonna have to come back and take a look.
You'll be made very welcome. I'm absolutely sure of that. Mark, we could talk for hours and not get anywhere near half of the things that would be great to talk about. We've not mentioned what you've done since in your coaching or things like being drafted by the New York Rangers. But thank you very much for taking time today, and we look forward to maybe seeing you some point in the future and to retiring your jersey this coming weekend.
All right, I appreciate your time, Ellie. Thank you very much, and thank you to all the great people that I met in Kirkcaldy over my time there, and Fife Flyers. Carry on, go Flyers.